Hello, and welcome to Bedtime Stories 3. This tale is called Stone Soup. A young man was walking and walking. He walked and walked. He walked all day, and he walked all night. And he walked all day, and he was very tired. And he was hungry. Oh my goodness. So hungry. At last he came to a big house. "What a fine house," he said. "There will be plenty of food here for me." He knocked on the door. There must be dogs inside. The little pig came to the door and opened it. "Hello?" "Good sir," said the young man, "I am very hungry. Can you give me something to eat?" "I have nothing for you," said the little pig. "I have nothing in the house, and I have nothing in the garden." And he began to close the door. "Stop," said the young man. "If you will not give me something to eat, will you at least give me a stone?" "A stone?" said the little pig. "What will you do with a stone? You cannot eat a stone." "Ah," said the young man, "I can make a savory soup from a stone. There are stones out on the road." Now the little pig had never heard of that. Make soup from a stone? Imagine that. The young man went out to the road and picked up a round gray stone. "This stone will make a wonderful soup," he said. "Would you mind grabbing me a pot?" The little pig got a pot. "Fill the pot with water and put it on the stove," the young man said. The little pig did as he was told, and soon the water was bubbling in the pot. The young man put the round gray stone into the pot. "Now we wait for the stone to cook into soup," he said. After a while, the little pig said, "This soup is cooking fast." "It's cooking fast now," said the hungry young man, "but it would cook faster with some onions." "Onions, you say?" So the little pig went to the garden to get some nice fresh onions. "Here we are." So into the pot went the nice yellow onions with the round gray stone. Soup from a stone. Imagine that. The pot bubbled and bubbled. After a while, the little pig said, "This soup smells good." "It smells good now," said the hungry young man, "but it would smell better with some carrots." "Carrots, you say? I might just have a few of those." So the little pig went out to the garden again and pulled up all the carrots he could carry. When he came back, into the pot went the long, thin carrots, with the yellow onions and the round gray stone. "Soup from a stone. Imagine that," said the little pig. The pot bubbled and bubbled. After a while, the little pig said, "This soup tastes good." "Tastes good now," said the hungry young man, "but it would taste better with beef bones." "Beef bones, you say? Let me check. I might have some of those." So the little pig went and got some juicy beef bones, and into the pot went the juicy beef bones, and the long thin carrots, and the yellow onions, and the round gray stone. Soup from a stone. Imagine that. The pot bubbled and bubbled, and after a while, the little pig said, "This soup is fit for a prince." "It's fit for a prince now," said the hungry young man, "but it would be fit for a king with a bit of pepper and a handful of salt." "Pepper and a handful of salt, you say? Let me check my cupboard. I'll be right back." So the little pig got the pepper and the salt, and into the pot went the bit of pepper, the handful of salt, with the juicy beef bones, and the long thin carrots, and the yellow round onions, and the round gray stone. Soup from a stone. Imagine that. The pot bubbled and bubbled, and after a while, the little pig said, "This soup is too thin." "It's too thin now," said the hungry young man, "but it would be nice and thick with some barley and butter." "Barley and butter, you say?" So the little pig went into her fridge and got some butter, and went into her cupboard and got some barley, and into the pot went the butter, and barley, with a little bit of pepper and a handful of salt, and the juicy beef bones, and the long thin carrots, and the yellow round onions, and the round gray stone. Soup from a stone. Imagine that. The pot bubbled and bubbled, and after a while the little pig tasted the soup again. "This soup is good," he said. "Yes," said the hungry young man. "This soup is fit for a king. Now we shall eat it." "Stop," said the little pig. "This soup is indeed fit for a king. Now I will set a table for the king." So he looked and took out his best tablecloth and his best china dishes and his best silverware, and then the little pig and the hungry young man ate all the soup made with the butter and barley, the bit of pepper and the handful of salt, and the juicy beef bones, and the long thin carrots, and the yellow onions, and a round gray stone. Soup from a stone. Imagine that, said the little pig. "Now I must be on my way," said the young man. He took out a handkerchief and pulled out the stone from the pot and put it in his handkerchief and wrapped it up tight. And then he put it into his pocket. "Why are you taking the stone?" said the little pig. "Well," said the young man, "the stone is not cooked enough. I will have to cook it some more tomorrow." And the young man bid farewell to the little pig. "Bye. Thank you so much. It was a wonderful meal." "Oh, you're so welcome. Please come again anytime." "Thank you. Bye." Then the young man walked and walked and walked. "What a fine supper I'll have tomorrow," he said to himself. "Soup from a stone. Imagine that." And that was the Muppets version of Stone Soup. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you don't mind, ring that little bell down beside it on the right. And then, if you don't mind, if you want to hear more stories like this one, simply click the all button that pops up beside the little bell and you'll get all the new videos we post. Thanks again and have an awesome night. Bye!